When a watch survives the jungle, survives Hollywood, survives expeditions across frozen continents, and survives moments in real life, you then begin to understand why some watches become icons. This is the Seiko Arnie. Welcome back to HoroLogical. Most people know the Arnie as the watch that was strapped to Arnold Schwarzenegger's wrist in Commando and Predator, a rugged and a digi weapons grade watch perfectly matched to the action movie era of the early and mid 1980s. But for me, the Arnie is far more than a Hollywood prop. This is the story of my Arnie, a green turquoise bezel version named the Tropical Lagoon SNJ039P1, a watch my daughters bought me, a watch I modified, and a watch that ended up tied to a moment in my life that changed everything. In the 1980s, watches weren't chosen by brand alignment or sponsorship departments. There were no glossy brand deals, no marketing-driven product placement. Props teams and stunt coordinators chose watches for one reason: they had to work. They had to survive extreme heat, extreme cold, impacts, explosions, water, mud, real stunt work, not CGI. It was the 1980s after all, and the Seiko H558, the original Arnie, it earned its place the hard way. In Commando, it's there during the mall fight, the phone booth takedown, and the grenade-fueled final assault. Let off some steam, Bennett. In Predator, it's strapped to Arnold's wrist as he crawls through mud, sets jungle traps, and faces one of cinema's greatest creatures, get to the chopper. This wasn't a fashion choice, it was a tool chosen because it survived where everything else had failed. The original Arnie, it wasn't created for collectors or boutique shoppers, it was engineered as a professional adventure diver watch hybrid, a watch for people who needed reliability where failure actually mattered. Long before Hollywood took notice, the Seiko H558 had already proven itself. Arctic and Antarctic expeditions, Himalayan climbs, military personnel, privately purchased, not issued, survivalists and search and rescue teams. In Predator, Dutch is adamant at the start with Dylan that they're a search and rescue team, not assassins. Technical divers, mountaineer Richard Dickie Brass, the first person to climb the 7 summits, he wore a Seiko H558. It functioned at minus 40 degrees on polar expeditions. It survived altitude swings that made mechanical watches struggle. It handled salt water, shock, pressure, and was legible in the dark. In the 1980s, Seiko were not following trends. They were leading the pack. They were creating the trend. And then there's mine, a bezel that shifts personality from turquoise to deep blue, depending on the light. A saturated, almost luminous shade of blue that feels alive. These Tropical Lagoon variants, they came out as a special edition version produced in smaller numbers and tied to the wider Prospex Tropical Lagoon special edition releases. They have already become cult pieces amongst Arnie enthusiasts, but I didn't leave it stock. I swapped the original shroud for a darker gunmetal blue upgrade, stealthier, richer. Then I added a custom silicone strap keeper from Uncle Straps. The original metal keeper it's got sharp edges and it wasn't really fit for daily wear comfort. Simple changes, but they transformed it. The watch went from interesting to mine, a one-of-one expression piece, what I think a Seiko Arnie should be. I had addressed the watch's 2 weakest points. The plastic OEM shroud felt cheap, and on the original H558 it was a common point of failure, quite often going brittle and cracking. The naked Arnie movement arose from this phenomenon. The replacement 316L stainless steel gunmetal custom shroud I fitted, it removes any chance of cracking, and it brings this more authentic looking Arnie up to spec with its bigger brother, the SNJ035P1, which had a metal shroud straight out the gate, but not the form factor of the original H558. The irony of removing a plastic shroud, replacing it with a metal one, whilst also removing the metal keeper and replacing that with a plastic one, well, silicone, it's not lost in me, but it's all about choosing the correct material for the job in hand. This watch carries more than colour and specifications. My daughters chose this watch for me on Father's Day. They knew I loved Seiko, they knew I'd talked about the Commando watch, and unbelievably, they picked exactly the version that I would have chosen for myself. As much as I enjoy an aluminium Pepsi bezel, I have quite a few in the collection, and also quite a few monochrome watches, so this exact version of the Arnie reissue, it sits well in my collection. It was the first watch they ever selected for me, and because of that it carries immense personal meaning even before gathering memories. And then everything changed. A drunk driver hit my car with an effective impact velocity of 78 miles per hour, one of those impacts that rewires how you think about life. I needed months of physio, and I still carry injuries from that day, and the Arnie, still on my wrist. The strap held, the shroud held, the case held. It didn't lose a second, and it had damaged the steering wheel of our 4x4 vehicle while effectively protecting my wrist. After that, this watch wasn't just sentimental, it wasn't just a cool 80s movie prop reissue, it wasn't just an icon, it became a talisman for me. The Arnie's story, it isn't just built on emotions and movies, it has a technical pedigree to back it all up. A full ISO certified 6425 diver, shock resistance, magnetic resistance, water resistance, darkness legibility, temperature stability, strap and spring bar integrity tests passed with ease, pressure and condensation tests. On the caseback, the legendary Seiko Tsunami Wave, a symbol reserved only for Seiko's true dive watches, and the original H558, it was the world's first ISO certified Ana Digi diver, a hybrid creation decades ahead of its time. Seiko weren't only keeping up, they were leading the pack, and here's a detail that gets overlooked. This watch is smart. The H851 solar movement in the modern version of this watch, it uses a light activated power save mode. In darkness, the digital module sleeps to preserve energy, expose it to light, and it wakes up instantly. No lag, no hesitation. Collectors celebrate FP Journe for the Elegante's motion-based gyroscopic sleep mode, a masterpiece of independent watchmaking. But here's a philosophical twist. Journe uses motion, Seiko uses light. Different worlds, different technologies, but the same underlying idea. A watch that rests when you do. Did Francis Paul Journe ever see an Arnie? I don't know, and there's no evidence to support that assertion, but collectors love whispering about the possibility that the spirit of power save engineering might have drifted through the industry long before the Elegante existed. Another feature Arnie fans adore is the hand setting system. The hands can move forward and backward independently of each other. They take the shortest route possible to where you've set the time. The time on the digital screen is basically tied to the analog time. You set it digitally, click the crown in, and it goes to that time in the shortest route possible. It's fantastic. Modern watch collectors praise this feature in high-end watches like that FP Journe Elegante, but Seiko offered a version of this decades earlier in a tool watch built for jungles, oceans and expeditions. To have fitted bi-directional micro servos was absolute genius. The Arnie hides an impressive amount of functionality. Perpetual calendar until the year 2100. Set it once, forget about it. Dual time, digital second time zone, an effective GMT, quartz accuracy, rated officially at plus or minus 15 seconds per month, but in reality it's much more accurate than that. The Japanese are always humble with regard to technical claims. It's all about managing expectations, and this watch for me far exceeds them. Solar charging, no battery changes for years, extreme reliability, temperature tested, shock tested, pressure tested. If you wanted it to, this watch could replace almost anything in your collection. Dive watch, it's ISO certified. GMT, it has dual time accuracy it's quartz. Longevity, it's got the perpetual calendar. Everything except a dress watch, and honestly, even then, I've been tempted. Has anybody got a Milanese strap for this watch? Hit me up in the comments if you do. Hi there, have you got a 22mm lug width Milanese bracelet, please? Yeah, I'm considering wearing my Arnie as a dress watch. The modern Seiko Arnie isn't a one-to-one reissue, it's something more interesting. It retains the soul and the tool purpose of the original H558, but it modernises everything. Better materials, better reliability, solar charging. The old one used to chew through batteries. Better durability, more refined ergonomics. It's not a replica of the original, it's an evolution, a positive evolution. Arguably the best kind of reissue watches gather stories. A crystal can be replaced, a bezel can be replaced, a movement can be replaced, can be fixed, a battery can be replaced, but the memories a watch collects, those never leave. This Arnie reminds me of my daughters, it reminds me of how lucky I was that day. The case diameter is 47.8mm, the thickness is 13.8mm, it has a 22mm lug width and a lug to lug of 50.5mm. It's got a Seiko Solar Caliber H851 movement, and power reserve is 6 months of normal use, or that extends to 20 months when it reaches that power reserve sleep mode that I spoke about earlier. The crystal is Seiko's proprietary Hardlex mineral, water resistance is at ISO certified 200 metres, and the weight is 114 grams on the OEM rubber strap. The Lume in this watch is nothing short of outstanding. It uses Seiko's proprietary Lume formula, and in this watch it is absolutely epic. There is one small negative about this watch, given it is an over 47mm case size. The dial real estate is quite compressed. Here it is compared to some other watches, and you can really see that here. The thickness of the bezel, the thickness of the shroud, and the way that they've had to squeeze that digital readout on top of the dial. It really does compress the analog portion a little bit. This is the watch worn in the Jungle and Predator, the watch strapped to Arnold's wrist in Commando. for me, it's the turquoise dial my daughters chose. It's the watch that stayed intact in a 70 mile an hour collision. It's the ISO rated professional diver with the tsunami wave on the caseback. A reissue of the first Ana Digi diver in history, with a perpetual calendar, dual time, solar intelligence, light activated power saving, bi-directional hand setting, and a story forged in real life use. This Arnie, my Arnie, this is my lucky watch, a watch with immense levels of Q factor. If you've got a watch with a great story, drop it in the comments below, like, share and subscribe, and as always, watch collecting isn't logical, but it is horological.